this stage in your development in your career, what's been the biggest key you think that has kind of helped you become one of the better receivers in the country?
I feel like just working hard. I mean, I've always been a hard worker. Ever since I was young, my dad, he had a feeling that I wasn't going to be the biggest guy, so he always told me, at your size, you're going to have to work harder, you're going to have to be faster, you're going to have to be quicker. So ever since I was a kid, I've always just been working on my quickness, speed, and just having great hands. So just having hard work in my family, having that military background that my dad grew up with, he instilled that in me, and I've always been a hard worker with a chip on my shoulder.
Even now?
Yes, sir, still. Never, the chip don't ever leave.
You said you're going to be on the outside more.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that look like in terms of where you're going to line up? Is there someone in the slot that's stepping up? More versatile?
Just being more versatile. Kobe Paysauer will probably play in the slot when I'm outside, or Bryson Nesbitt. We got a lot of dudes that can play. So it's going to be interchangeable. Not everybody's going to be in the same position like we have been. We made some changes in that place. Antoine Green might line up in the slot as well. So we're going to be a lot more versatile, a lot more formations, a lot more motions. So we'll be more versatile this year and have a new outlook on our offense.
Well, overall, just on the team, where does the improvement have to come from to go from how you guys were last year to maybe a better season, pretending to push the title, that kind of thing?
I feel like leadership. It all boils back down to that, and just communication between everybody. Everybody has to know what everybody's doing, and then each person has to take care of their own individual job. I mean, you can't worry about what someone else is doing if you're not doing your own thing. So I feel like having a leader, we had Corey Gaynor come from Miami. He's a real good leader himself. British Books is an old head, and I mean, I have to step into a leadership role as well myself. So we have a few guys that are taking that onto themselves and bringing this offense together. And I mean, we're gonna have a great quarterback. I'm not really worried about that position, like a lot of people are. They were just sitting behind Sam, but they got talent. So you can't beat out a guy that's in the NFL that was already there. He's established. So they were just waiting their turn.
When you look around your locker room, your practice field, do you look at it and say, yeah, people aren't expecting much of us this year, but do you see the potential there to have a winning season?
Yeah, I definitely do. I feel like we have a lot of young talent, and we have a lot of guys come back that are going to be better than last year. And we had a lot of competition in spring ball. It was real competitive, real active. It was real live. So I think we'll be a better team this year overall. We don't have the same preseason hype as last year. We're not number 10 in the nation. So we have that chip on our shoulder.
Josh, what do the two quarterbacks do differently, and how do each, handicap each of them a little bit?
I feel like Drake is like a Tom Brady type of guy. He's a leader, but he can also run as well. But he has a great arm. Jacoby has arguably like the best arm talent I've ever seen in my life. He's real talented with his arm, and he's a real cool, calm, and collected dude. So they each have different things that bring out the better in both of them, and we might even get a mix of both of them during the season.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you think about running a two-quarterback system at some point, starting off? Do you like that as a receiver?
I don't really mind. I know both of them can play, and I've thrown with both of them for a while. When I was a freshman, I was with the twos a lot, so Jacoby was really the dude I was always throwing with. And then Drake came in last year, and he was working with the ones right away. So I've thrown with both of them a lot. Either one gets in the game, I know they can get the job done, so I'm not really worried about it.
But in terms of chemistry and continuity and having the same voice and leadership,
yeah,
on drives and stuff, is that tough for a receiver and offense?
It's tough, but I feel like until we know exactly who the guy is, that you got to try both of them. You don't know who it is until you know who it is.
You mentioned the preseason hype last year. How was just Wanda being compared to preseason hype? Did that shock the heck out of you, or did you kind of inside go, yeah, I'm not buying this hype. I can see that we've got some flaws this year.
Oh, last year?
Yeah.
I really didn't know because I just don't know what other teams had on the table. I feel like we overlooked some teams last year, and that I felt like we had a kind of like a cocky manner, and that we just thought we were going to run through a lot of people. And then that first game, we went out there versus Virginia Tech, and I was kind of like, wait, these dudes are still good. So I feel like we just overlooked people last year that we shouldn't have, and we just didn't play up to the best of our ability.
So how do you this year make sure that doesn't happen against? How do you guard against that happening this year?
We know what to expect this year. We know that we're looked at as less because we really disappointed a lot last year. So we're coming out there every game with going 1-0 every week, going 1-0 every day. It's not about looking down the road to week 4. We got to play Notre Dame. Nah, we got week 1 FAMU, week 2 App State at App State, and then week 3 at Georgia State. So it's just about playing each team each week, and then every day in practice winning the day.
Josh, what did you notice with big game after big game and defenses trying to adjust to you?
Mm-hmm.
What did you notice defenses trying to do to you, and how did you try to stay one step ahead?
I just noticed some more double teams. That was pretty much the main thing. I got caught in the slot a lot last year, so I didn't get to move around a lot. So a lot of the times I was stuck in the double team, and I would get frustrated. That's why this year I've talked to Phil Longo. My dad's talked to Phil Longo, and he's definitely incorporated some things to move me around and get me a new spot so that the double team won't get me caught, and I can get the one-on-one matchup, or I can free up someone else that needs the one-on-one. So I feel like that's the main thing. Staying a step ahead of a double team is hard if you're just in one spot. So I feel like moving around is the main thing.
Josh, you came to Chapel Hill as a highly recruited player. How humbling was it your freshman year to kind of have to sit back and watch from the sidelines up until that Orange Bowl? And then how do you think that kind of played into that Orange Bowl and then the past year you just had?
Honestly, it was one of the most humbling experiences that I've had, because I felt like I knew I might have played a lot my freshman year, but I didn't know truly because I did have Daz Newsome in front of me. But just sitting back, seeing some of my other fellow freshmen balling out on their teams, and I was having to wait my turn. It was tough, but it taught me patience, and I still worked hard every day, and I mean, it paid off. I mean, the Orange Bowl, I really went from not being a factor at all to being the game plan that game, and I was like, it was now or never for me. I was like, I got to go out there and play, or I was like, or my name going to be trash. So I was like, it was a big step for me, but then it helped me because it put me in a position to know that when pressure comes, that I'm going to step up and make that play.
How did you keep your confidence up during that first year when you are watching other freshmen that you went to all these Under Armour games with and seeing them kind of shine?
Honestly, it was some of me, but it was a lot of Dre Bly. A lot of my parents, Dre would tell me every day, just keep going. Your time's coming. Just don't worry about it. And I mean, he's my uncle on the staff, so he was really a good family member for me that year, because he knew I was hurting. There was a few games that I would be teary-eyed. I'd be real sad because I didn't play, and he knew what it was. But he just told me to keep a level head and go in there and keep working. And Galloway, he got me right, and I just realized my role was to be Daz Newsome's backup that year, and I just had to go in when he came out and wait my turn.